is he the most versatile big on the roster? Now that he's came back and from being injured off the IR, he has played phenomenal basketball. Like for at least a handful of those games, he had at least one 2020 game, and on the verge of a couple others. I mean, just rebounding the ball well. I mean, passing. Like there was this pass he had the other night, I believe, to James Wiseman. Beautiful entry pass, and it was off outside of the perimeter. I'm like, man, if you could just get him a consistent 3-point shot with that length on the outside and that ability to see and make that pass. I'm not saying you got a Hall of Fame player, but you got a really good role player off your bench that could spot start. So my question to you is Marvin Bagley the most versatile big on this roster?
So, when you say versatile, do you mean being able to play both the forward and the center position?
Yeah, I'm mainly talking about offensively too. Like, kind of he can bring it outside a little bit. He can shoot mid-range jumpers. You could trust him on the block. I'm just wondering if he's the most, and he can kind of put the ball on the ground a little bit. He was showing some plays like that the other night too, where I was like, wow, I'm kind of impressed with what he can do. If this guy can stay healthy, he's gonna be fun to watch for a couple seasons.
I think it would be, to me, if I would have to rank our bigs, I would have him number 2.
Ooh, wow, okay.
I think James Wiseman to me is the most versatile big that we have.
Okay.
Because I've seen in short stints since he's been here that he likes to work in the post.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be his bread and butter is in the post. James Wiseman has a very good post game. I think him and Marvin Bagley are very similar in terms of post play. I think Marvin Bagley is just a little bit better. Wiseman to me, if he develops a mid-range jump shot, going to be scary. Wiseman has shown the ability to, knock a three-pointer down once in a while. So has Bagley, but I think Wiseman to me is just a little bit more versatile in terms of how you can scheme and how you can use him. But I think to your point, Bagley is really close. I think it's like a 1A and 1B. They're like neck and neck for me. I think what separates those two in terms of versatility, I think Wiseman, his ability to run the floor to me, it just kind of separates Bagley. Not to say Bagley can't. Wiseman's just more athletically gifted in my opinion. But I think Bagley, to me, is such a great post player. And I think that's actually very, what's the word I'm looking for? I think it's a luxury to have.
Yeah.
A guy like Marvin Bagley off of your bench. Because he can get you that 14 and 7, as we always say. Like, what's the average? Around 14 and 7. To me, he would be number 2 on my list. And, if we're just going to, complete the list, I would have Duren 3 and Stewart 4.
Well, okay, let me just say, when you were talking, I was thinking the biggest difference between James Wiseman and Marvin Bagley, where I might give James Wiseman the edge, was in transition. There are times where he blocks a shot and he just takes off and starts running. And he's like usually the first guy down the floor. It's incredible to see a guy his size run the floor like that. I do not mind him being number 1. If that's how you want to rank him, that's fine with me. I have no argument. I do have an argument, though, and I would say I think Isaiah Stewart right now would be number 3 just because of the 3-point shot, because he's good defensively. He does have nice footwork, and he has a nice touch around the rim where he can bring it in the post. And we've actually seen him beat guys off the dribble when they've closed out on him and they try to run him off that 3-point line. I would give him the odd over Jalen Duren, but Jalen Duren is such a special player, But the thing that Jalen Duren probably has over Isaiah Stewart, especially now, is the passing. Especially the passing, the vision he showed us these last couple of games. But if I were to say Wiseman's number 1 and Bagley's number 2, agree with you on that, I would just take Isaiah Stewart at number 3, then Duren at number 4.
I think the reason why I had Duren at 3 is, like you said, the passing.
Yeah.
But what really separates Duren for me, I think, potentially, is he could have a face-up game in a few seasons.
Yeah.
And he's shown the ability to protect the rim and block shots. Like that block he had against the Miami Heat, where he was protecting the rim. I know you always compare Duren to Dwight Howard. That was very Dwight Howard-esque with that block. So that's probably why I would have Jalen Duren number 3 in terms of versatility, because I think, like you always mention with Isaiah Stewart's footwork, I think Jalen Duren's footwork is on par with Stewart's. I think Stewart's a little bit quicker, But it's not to say I don't like Isaiah Stewart. I just think the potential with Duran,
Yeah.
to me, if you're saying them being versatile, I think Duran could play the 4. He could play the 5. He's big enough. So that's probably where I would rank him. And I love that, we're talking about Bagley being the most versatile big, and then we're like ranking our whole front court.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun to talk about. I mean, like I said, man, Marvin Bagley has just shown some stuff these last few games since he came back really from his injury and had to play just aggressive defensively, man, just really getting after and really being a guy on offense. Like it's fun to watch. I mean, again, the team is so bad, you're just grasping for bright spots, and Marvin Bagley's play has been phenomenal. The crazy thing about Jalen Turner, don't you think like his career is going to be solid no matter which way it goes? But I feel like he's at like a crossroads where he can end up going the Tyson Chandler route or like the Clint Capella, where they're like rim rollers, very good defensively, protecting the paint, probably more of a drop center than anything else, or the Bam Adebayo route where they're going to hurt you offensively and defensively. Like, I don't know which way Duran's going to go, but either way, I'm excited. I'm pretty happy. Obviously, I'm hoping for Bam, but I don't know if we get Bam on this team with all these other guys with like Ivy and Cade and stuff. So we'll see how it works out. But would you be disappointed if Jalen Duran's career turned out to be more Tyson Chandler than Bam Adebayo's?
No, because Tyson Chandler was the defensive player of the year.
Yeah, he was fun.
If that's like the low end of his career, I don't think Pistons fans are really mad at it, because Tyson Chandler was a solid rotation piece for years.
Championship center too.
Yeah, I mean, he was a good player. Like I said, I know we talked about it, and I mentioned the AD name, and Pistons fans came from my head. I won't mention that name again, but I think that's where he is right now. I don't think that's where he's going to end his career. I think he could be closer to a Bam with rim protection.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah,
I just can't wait to watch it all unfold.